Very busy morning, Connor. Turning now to these chaotic scenes at Utah Valley University after Turning Point USA founder and conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot on campus. Right now, police in Utah are still looking for the gunman this morning. President Trump posted this to his social media following the attack.
Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now.
The 31-year-old leaves behind a wife and 2 young kids. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have condemned the violence. Our Scripps News Group reporter Stephanie Liebergen joins us now. And Stephanie, what are some of the reactions from Capitol Hill and from the White House?
Hey, Gabby, good morning. Well, there was a swift and robust bipartisan response to the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, of course, expressing thoughts and prayers for Kirk and his family and his friends that he leaves behind, but also a lot of lawmakers, Democrats and Republicans, noting that this political violence in America has got to stop. Now, Kirk and his organization, Turning Point USA, was known for supporting conservative causes at high schools and on college campuses. But we heard from a number of Republicans yesterday that his events were about having an open dialogue. It was about hearing from people that he disagreed with, taking questions from the left and the right. And a number of lawmakers noting that Kirk wasn't afraid to get into a deep discussion with somebody that he disagreed with. A prime example, he was recently on the podcast for California Governor Gavin Newsom, of course, who is a liberal politician, kind of the polar opposite of Charlie Kirk and his beliefs. But we also, in talking about the political violence, lawmakers noting that this has been an increasing problem. Some saying that they fear for themselves or that they feared for their staff. Remember, it was just a couple months ago that we had 2 Democratic state lawmakers in Minnesota who were shot, their spouses shot as well. 2 of the 4 died in that shooting, and now we've got a shooting of a well-known conservative speaker, and at least one member of the House of Representatives noted that it was both Democrats and Republicans that have a responsibility to turn down that partisan rhetoric. Take a listen.
All of our elected officials have a responsibility to think long and hard about how they engage on these issues, how they talk about these issues. We can duke it out, we can have political disagreement, we can vote our conscience, but the rhetoric that is constantly used to demean each other, and both sides are painfully guilty of this, it's got to stop.
I'm sure we will hear more from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle today. Flags are flying at half staff at the White House, at the Capitol behind me, if you can see it over my shoulder just barely. And the investigation, of course, into the Kirk shooting really just now getting underway as lawmakers are still shooting for what is now an unidentified suspect in the death of Charlie Kirk.
Stephanie, I know you're going to keep a close eye on all these moving parts in this, especially as the investigation gets underway. Thanks so much for your time.